Hello and welcome to this here reading-ish vlog. I thought I'd do another reading vlog because you seem to have enjoyed the previous one I made, and also because the other video ideas that I have to make require a lot more planning and research to be done than I have the willpower and the time to do right now. So I thought I'd do a reading vlog instead in the meantime. And then we'll probably do an September wrap up after that, because it's almost the end of the month again. So in today's vlog we're going to be spring cleaning my room, because you don't know it, but around you is an entire hurricane's aftermath in my room. Also my cat. And then secondly, I'm going to be rearranging the layout of my room because it's spring here in South Africa, and I need to rearrange the orientation because otherwise the sun shines right into my eyes in the morning when I wake up, and I don't like that. So I'm moving my things around so that doesn't happen. And then thirdly, I'm going to be reading because it is a reading vlog. And then fourth, I'm going to show you some more books that I bought while I was in the city this weekend. I mean, last weekend. So those are my 4 things to do in this reading vlog. Sorry, somebody's phoning me. Rude. But the first thing on my agenda is to clean my room because it is an actual travesty and it needs to be fixed. Here we go. as you can tell, by my change of outfit, and because you just saw me do gardening, I thought I would do my book haul, because apparently I just can't stop. I told you already that I went to the city and I went to a bookshop and I bought books. Spent way too much money on books, but hey, I've done it now. So I bought 4 books, and 2 of them are poetry collections, which I'm very happy about. I'm trying to expand my poetry collection. So I bought 2 poetry collections, more Virginia Woolf, and a novel. So I thought I would do that quickly while I have you here, while my camera is on its tripod and everything. So the first one that I bought is Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong. I like his poetry, so I bought a collection, and will probably keep buying his poetry collections until he stops writing poetry. Then next up, let's please all not judge this cover. I really don't like this book cover, and I saw this book last time I was at the same bookshop, and I said, no, I'm not going to buy this book because I want the other cover that has the little flower on the front. But then when I was there this time, I really wanted poetry, and so I bought Dearly by Margaret Atwood. And also, one of the other things that convinced me to buy it is that somebody left a letter in the front of this book, which I haven't read yet. I've been waiting, I've been saving it, I've been in excruciating pain and anticipation, not pain actually, waiting to read this letter because I wanted to read it on camera with you. I don't know if I'm going to read it out loud yet, because I don't know what's in it, but I read the titular poem of this book on some other website. I can't remember which one it was. I think they were doing an interview with Margaret Atwood, and then they put this poem, Dearly, at the bottom of the interview, and I really loved it. And also Margaret Atwood. I've read some of her other poems, and I really love them as well. So I bought this one. If I find a copy of the book with the other cover, I will buy that one and then give this one away or sell it, because I really don't like this cover, but I really wanted to read the poetry, so here we are. That's like I feel like the story of my life with my entire bookshelf, excuse my phone, is okay, some of them I really like the covers, but most of the books I buy because I want to read the story, not because I like the cover, because usually there are other cover versions that I like better. But let's stop me rambling. Let's read this letter. I hope it's not long. No, it isn't. Oh, it's somebody's own poetry. And it's in Afrikaans. So I don't know how many of you are going to understand what I'm saying, but I will put subtitles on the bottom as I read it. And also this person didn't leave their name. They just said dronk dichter, which is maybe what their handle is, which means drunk writer or drunk poet. So, here we go. Ek het eintlik geen chaos geken, totdat jy hierdie heelal in my borskas met een groot knal ontketen het. En soos Lemaitre al my teorieë oor liefde, soos kromkruisteke losgetorring het. Ek kon altyd in chaos wandel en voetstoots my hart vir vrede ruil, maar nou is ek weer op ongekende terrein. Ek is weer 'n beginner. En jou chaos voel tuis, maar daar is geen welkom maatjie nie. This person has feelings, many feels about another person. I think they're in love. Or maybe they're in a toxic relationship. Hello, phone? Why is everybody looking for me now? Every time I try and film a video, everybody is looking for me. All the time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this poem. I don't know how well it translates to English, because I'm gonna do that just now when I edit this. But anyway, there we go. Then the next book I bought is Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own, and this book I actually really love the cover of. I've never seen, you know, on Goodreads you can go and look through all the editions of a book, and I've never seen this cover before. It's by Hero Classics, published by Hero Classics, and I love this cover. Absolutely love it. I love it. And obviously I want all of Virginia Woolf's books, so when I can find them with really lovely covers, I am so happy, because the other books that I have by her are all classics covers. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not really the biggest fan. These are essays, so it's not a novel. I also have another essay collection by her, actually, so I have more Virginia Woolf things. And this is The London Scene, 6 Essays on London Life by Virginia Woolf, introduction by Frances Prose. And this is actually not a bad cover. The last book I bought is one I've not ever heard anybody speak about. Maybe somebody has spoken about it, just not the people that I watch on YouTube. But it sounded really interesting, and it's called I, Mona Lisa. So the byline says, "You've seen my smile, now hear my voice." And it's basically somebody's interpretation, I think, well, I suppose, of the girl who Mona Lisa, or the woman who the portrait of Mona Lisa was based on's life, and how everybody knew Mona Lisa, but nobody knows who Lisa is. It sounded really interesting, and I want to read it. There were so many books on the one. I took so long looking through just one bookshelf, because there were so many books that looked interesting and sounded interesting to me, but I knew I couldn't buy them all. Obviously, that would be insane. So I just made a list of all of the books that I saw in that bookshop that I want to buy. Will I buy them anytime soon? Probably not. But, so, here we go. Oh, this is actually nice, because A Room of One's Own and Mona Lisa kind of have greenish spines, and then the other two have blue. Okay, Margaret Atwood's spine is more purple than blue, but these are my little book haul. And now, I'm going to finish rearranging my room. And at some point, I will also read. I promise. I promise I will. I will actually read. I know I didn't really feature a lot of reading in this video, but I've been making this vlog, for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks already. And if I don't stop now, I'm just gonna be making this for the rest of my life, because the truth is I just haven't been reading. I read a lot at the beginning of this month, and then I sort of just crashed and burned and really didn't read very much at all. So I'm gonna end this reading vlog with my September wrap-up, because I thought it would be kind of pointless to make a whole another video about my September wrap-up when it's already October. We're gonna do this in reverse order, maybe, I think, because I read 3 books in September, and then I started reading this one, and this is where I crashed and burned, because I honestly thought I was going to DNF this book until I started reading it again this morning, just so I could have some reading footage in this vlog. and now I'm kind of back into the story, but when I started reading this, I was not really getting into it, so I was like, I think I'm gonna DNF this book. But I was gonna read until page 50, and now I've read until page 50, and now I want to continue reading, so I'm going to continue reading. So this is the one book that I started reading in September, but I didn't finish. The other books I don't have anymore because they were all books that I was borrowing from the bookshop that I work at, and once I finished them, I gave them back. The first book I read, you would have seen me talk about in the last wrap-up I did, because I started reading it in August. It was City of Mist by Ruiz Zafón. It's a collection of short stories that he wrote, and it was only published after his death. And they're all amazing short stories. I assume that if he had lived longer, he probably would have turned some of them into longer novels. But obviously he can't do that anymore. Then the next book I read was The Little French Recipe Book by Jacky Durand. And that was my favorite book of the month. It's the best, well, I mean, all of the books I read this month so far, what am I saying? Were really good, so I'm really happy. I read like 3 books in a week and a half, which is not usually what happens for me. I don't read that quickly usually. So they were all really good, but the Little French Recipe Book is by far my favorite. And then the last book I finished in September was Brain on Fire by Susannah Cahalan, I think. I don't know how you would pronounce that, but that's how I would pronounce it. So those are the 3 books I read, and then I started this one, didn't finish it. I was also planning on reading The Psychopath Test by Jon Ronson. The book is right there, so I just have to see who wrote it. I didn't get around to that, but that will be on my October TBR. I actually have a whole pile of books here, which are probably gonna be my October TBR, except that I'm not going to read all of them because I know myself. But yes, so I plan on finishing this book hopefully soon. Then I want to read The Psychopath Test. I'll probably also read Sweet Bitter, because it's another fiction book, and I think I'm going to alternate between fiction and non-fiction. And those are 3 books. But maybe, hopefully, I can read more than just 3 books. And then maybe I'll either do Quiet by Susan Cain, or I think I'll do 12 Rules for Life by Jordan B. Peterson. I'll decide how I'm feeling, depending on how much time I have left in the month. So that's my October TBR, my September wrap-up, and a very spring reading vlog. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed your stay here in my very spring-themed video. If you liked it, you can give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. I've noticed that I've gained quite a few new subscribers in the last few weeks, so hello new people. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. I hope I'm not too chaotic for your poor brains to handle. Stick around. Tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your pet rat. And I'll see you all in my next video, which I will probably film soon because I already know what it's going to be this time. But yes, hopefully it won't be another 3 weeks before you see a new video from me. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. Anyway, enjoy your day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!